Mark Walters, Public Information Officer for York County. Good morning, Mark. How are you?
Good morning, Gary. Good. How are you?
I'm Mark. I'm doing great. Good to have you on. But we wanted to get some information out today for people for tomorrow regarding the elections and, polling places and, all the good information that they're going to need to know. So this is an important segment. So take it away.
A couple of things. So there's been some polling place changes. Some of them are permanent and resulted from some of the issues that happened back in November. There were some long lines, and some of that had to do with small spaces.
Right.
There were some issues with ADA compliance and parking places. So there's a number of those. West Manheim Township had one polling place, and that was the largest for number of registered voters in the entire county. So that's been split, and there are now 3 in West Manheim Township. And then there's been a number of, now these are only temporary for the primary tomorrow, of polling place consolidations. And these are basically resulting from places that pulled out because of the coronavirus, and also a lack of poll workers that so many called and said we're not comfortable coming out to work an election. So, for instance, there are 6 city polling precincts, one from West Manchester Township and another from Spring Garden Township, that are all going to be voting at Memorial Hall at the York Fairgrounds.
Okay. Now,
these
go ahead.
These can all be found on the website, yorkcountypa.gov, and anyone's polling place who that was changed, whether temporary or permanent, was sent notification in the mail. But we just want to make sure people know. So check, if you're not sure where you vote, check. Even if you have gone to the same place for a long time, it's still worthwhile to go to the website and check that out.
YorkCountyPA.gov, again, is that website. I know you also sent out a press release there about Rapid Transit is going to be providing some transportation there for people that maybe have a mobility problem getting to the polls, right?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's free. And that's actually they've been doing that now for a couple of weeks because of the virus, and that's going to be going on through June 7th. But they wanted to reach out to us and say, hey, the people can use that to get to their polling place. So rapidtransit.org to check their schedules.
Any other information on the voting part? I know people are trying to get in, voting by, not having to go to the polls and so forth. Any information on that at all, Mark?
Yeah, so we have a little more than 54,000 mail-in and absentee ballots processed. For context, the last presidential election in 2016, we had around 9,000. So certainly an influx in people who wanted to vote by mail. They have until 8 p.m. to get that to the county elections office, which is in the administrative center downtown. If they can't do that, if they didn't get it in time, or they may not get it by tomorrow, they can go to their polling place, request a provisional ballot, and vote that way. Certainly not, something we're proud of, but if it is the case that they can't get that, because it doesn't need to be postmarked by Tuesday. It has to make it to the elections office. There's an additional drop box. There's one at the administrative center that's available to drop off until 8 p.m. tonight, as well as tomorrow. There's also one at our Pleasant Valley location on Pleasant Valley Road in Spring and Sperry Township. So, and then the provisional ballot option is people can go to the polling place and say, I requested a mail-in, I didn't get it, or I didn't get it in time. And then the provisional process is such that it can be cross-checked so that they're verified to have not voted twice.
It's interesting to me that as of May 30th, the York County Elections and Voter Registration Office has processed and mailed all of the county's mail and absentee ballots, totally over 54,000. So they're out there. Now, again, that's until 8 p.m. tonight. You can walk into the lobby at the York County Administrative Center at 2080 East Market Street in York. And then tomorrow, the polls open, at 7 a.m.? Am I correct on that?
open at 7, close at 8.
All right, so
7 a.m., 8 p.m.
Right, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., and that is going to be available tomorrow. Any other information that we need to know on that, Mark, that we're missing?
So people don't have to wear masks. It's a federal and state regulation. We are encouraging it for those reasons, but no one's going to be turned away. And we've told our poll workers, don't engage people if they're there and not wearing a mask. That's their choice. No one is going to be turned away from a poll for not wearing one. But again, it's a guideline, therefore we recommend it. Also, social distancing. Hopefully that's not a problem with the lines. I think 54,000 mail-in ballots should help reduce the lines. That was the initial push to recommend that for people, was because of the line issues we had in November. And then a pandemic happened, so it certainly made a greater interest in the mail-ins. But yeah, we're hoping people don't have issues with the line
right.
like they did in November.
Well, we certainly hope for that, because that was certainly a difficult time. Mark, always appreciate the information on that. And again, that website people go to if they want to double check things?
YorkCountyPA.gov. And one more thing, when you vote on paper, it looks like there's a bleed through issue. While there is, you can see, you put a vote on one side and you turn the paper over and you can see it. It's not impacting the paper ballot at all. A lot of people in November did that for the first time and thought it was ruining their ballot. It's not. It looks like it, but the paper is set up such that it doesn't impact any of the votes on the other side of the page, and it does not create the bleed through that people had kind of been concerned about. Good
to know that. Mark, appreciate all the information this morning. Great stuff on the eve of our election day, and thank you again for all you're doing. Take care, my friend.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. Mark Walters, Public Information Officer for York County. Officer